Well, events at the University of Idaho in the headlines tonight, this time from Greek Row. Saturday night, a structure built by Phi Kappa Tau fraternity members collapsed, injuring 4 students. According to Moscow Fire, 2 life-flighted to area hospitals. Tonight, new information on the investigation into that collapse. Good evening, I'm Sean Owsley. Our North Idaho reporter, John Webb, spoke to a student who was there when it happened and saw it all go down.
Yeah, good evening, Sean. According to Moscow Fire Chief Brian Nickerson, 2 women were severely injured and life-flighted to Kootenai Health and St. Joseph's in Lewiston after that horrific accident that happened at Phi Kappa Tau behind me. We contacted the hospitals today for an update on their condition, but they have yet to get back to us.
Yeah, there was definitely a lot of screams, like, right as it went down. Just people, like, it was, like, I don't know about the people underneath, but, like, people around just, like, screamed because it started coming down. They just got scared.
Nate Rice, a second year at the University of Idaho, was at Phi Kappa Tau when the structure built out of logs collapsed.
We just heard like a loud cracking noise, and next thing you know, we look over and the whole loft that they had built was falling down on top of people, and there was people on top of it.
Rice said fraternity members immediately rushed to where the incident happened and called 911. Ambulance crews responded and took 4 to Gritman Medical Center in Moscow. According to a UI Phi Kappa Tau alum, they build a fort made out of logs every year. You can see on your screen what that looks like. It's an annual tradition that has been going on for years. Chief Nickerson says that about 15 to 20 people were on top of the fort when it collapsed, tumbling down on top of several other people. Rice said those 4 weren't the only ones that were injured in the incident.
It did come down a little bit and hit him on top of the head, and he was having like a headache. We were worried like maybe a concussion for a little bit.
But Rice says he's doing better now. The University of Idaho sent us this statement today. It reads in part, quote, "The university is aware of the collapse of a temporary structure at the private property of Phi Kappa Tau. We are providing support to the injured students and their families, as well as the Greek chapters and other students involved." After Saturday's collapse, Rice hopes that Phi Kappa Tau will discontinue building the fort.
I don't think that'd be a good idea at all to keep doing, especially after what happened. Like, it seemed like maybe a good idea, and it's been okay in the past, but after something like that, I don't think it would be good at all to continue it.
And it's unclear if the Idaho Fraternity Council will be taking any measures against Phi Kappa Tau. I did reach out to the Moscow Police Captain Mark Brantle today, and he said at this point they're not pressing charges against the fraternity. Live in Moscow tonight, John Webb, KHQ Local News.